Jason, you just said a few minutes ago that things really haven't gone well since you lost 4-1 to South Africa. What exactly are the key problems?
Well, we've just been obviously inconsistent from the tour of South Africa into this World Cup. You know, we've had some good games, we've had some bad games, you know, but we've never been really consistent going forward. So I think going forward, we just need to be a lot more consistent than we are at the moment.
Jason, you've been on the end of some miraculous one-day innings in recent times. AB de Villiers has been guilty of a couple of them. Where does that from Martin Guptill today rank over what you've been up against?
Yeah, it was obviously a good innings, you know. He really took the game away from us, you know, and what was good about his innings, I guess, because he batted straight through. You know, having said that, we put him down early and we had a few half chances which we could have probably taken. You know, that's cricket, but I think we just need to respond a little bit well when we bowl in death. We didn't really land our Yorkers, and you know that we paid for it today.
Jason, yesterday you had said you'd come out and fight fire with fire when against New Zealand today, but in that first over of the game, the first ball, you and Suleiman were a bit slow chasing that boundary, and then Samuels dropped a catch at square leg. How hard was it to come back from that, to pick the team up from that?
You know, boundaries are going to score in cricket, you know, and you said we look a little flat when we started. I didn't think we were flat when we started, you know, it was obviously a quick outfield and we chased the ball down to the boundary, you know. We didn't catch it, you know, that was cricket, you know. At the end of the day, I just think we were just, as I said before, we were a little inconsistent when we bowled, you know, with our lengths up front. I thought we were a little too full, and then obviously coming in the back end, we didn't land our Yorkers, you know, that's just it. I don't think we need to overanalyze things at this present time. We just need to, you know, stick to the 1 or 2 1%ers, as we would say in our team, and just get them right.
Chris came out swinging there. I mean, how fit was he today? How's he pulled up, and how did he manage? And was there any sort of valedictory from him there? Will we see him again in West Indies colours, do you think?
You know, Chris has been the same way he was for the last few years. You know, Chris has never been one of the most agile players around. You know, he's quite, you know, slow, and that's Chris. You know, I think today he was in the field and just tweaked his groin a little bit, but that was just, you know, an unfortunate stage of the game for us. You know, we needed him to come out and be very aggressive. You know, we were chasing 394, so we just couldn't just lay over and, you know, play dead. You know, credit to him for the way he played. You know, I can't speak on his future. At the end of the day, that's up to Chris.
Jason, looking from outside, it looked that you looked a bit lost as a skipper in the field in terms of the field settings. There were sometimes Sammy would say something, sometimes Ben would say something. What was happening in the field in terms of field settings and other things?
You know, when we play cricket, you know, we always ask for input from our players. You know, Sammy is obviously a senior player, Ben is also a senior player, so we always try to get input from everybody and just try to get the best fields, you know, suited for the, you know, right batsman or one at the particular stage of the game. You know, the ball was going all over the place at one stage, and, you know, when people are set on good pitches, it's difficult to contain them. You know, just one of those days where we, as I said before, we didn't execute our Yorkers, and, you know, we paid for it.
Jason, West Indies don't have a lot of one-days anymore. You now focus against West Indies versus England. How are you looking forward now to switch your attention to Test cricket?
We've been on the road for 4 months now, and it's been a long time away from home. The guys have put their bodies on the line, you know, for the last 4 months, and we've been away from our families for 4 months. So I think the first thing to do is just, you know, just refresh a bit at home. We just have a few days at home before we head into the training camp before the England series. I think that break would be well deserved, and you know, it would do well for a lot of the guys. I think we just need to refresh, come back strong against England, and obviously it will be a good test series against them. And we don't have to one-day cricket until probably the end of the year against Sri Lanka. So we have some time to, you know, make some changes or try to fix problems that we have.
Jason, how hard was it to find the right lengths today, and also to be able to sustain or to stem the momentum of New Zealand? It just seemed like that was quite powerful.
Yeah, I mean, the ideal length on the pitch, obviously, if you were too short, the ball just sat up. If you watch when we batted, you know, we put New Zealand to the test as well. We were very aggressive, and New Zealand, you know, basically crumbled. Having said that, what we didn't do is just apply ourselves when we batted, but obviously 394 runs, is a big ask as well. So we had to be aggressive and try to get the runs. But in terms of the right length on the pitch, I think you had to be that in-between length and also vary your pace a lot, on the pitch, because it was a good pitch in my opinion.
Jason, you've got a new coach coming in. Will you meet with him, and what will you say in terms of a debrief from the World Cup as you look ahead with the West Indies?
Yeah, obviously Phil Simmons is named the new coach. Again, we don't have one-day cricket until the end of the year. I think our main focus at this present time is to get ready for the England series. We will obviously sit down and have some discussions and think of a plan, come up with a plan on the way going forward. But yeah, I'm very excited, to work with Phil. This is my first time we'll be working with him, so just looking forward to that.
Yeah. Jason, what have you taken from this World Cup as a captain, and what has the team learned from the experience?
I think me personally have taken a lot. I've been through a lot. There's been a lot of criticism thrown left, right, and centre all over the place. And the way I've handled it, I'm proud of myself. The way I stood up. I'm not one to shy away from responsibility or dip my head when things get tough. I expected a tough job when I accepted the captaincy, and no doubt it's been a tough time. But we've had some very good times, and I've learned a lot in terms of just learn how to manage our players. And just trying to get the best out of our players. It's been a challenge, yes, but one that I truly enjoyed.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.